Welcome to another video by carer activist Matthew Mackenzie with Care in Mind. Now, every year on the 10th of October, we observe World Mental Health Day. And I feel it's a chance to pause and reflect and try and recommit to caring for ourselves, obviously, and caring for each other. Now, for 2025, the theme for this year is access to services, that being mental health in emergencies and catastrophes, reminding us how crisis can actually deeply affect our own emotional well-being and how vital it is that everyone can get access to support when they need it most. Now, in times of disaster, conflict, public health emergencies, or forms of upheaval, people's lives are actually turned upside down. Homes are lost or destroyed, communities are lost or fractured. There's fear, uncertainty, and trauma, which can become, daily challenges. Even for those not directly in the line of that crisis, if there's repeated exposure to such shocking news or suffering that we see on the TV and instability, it can actually take its toll on all of our mental health. So on World Mental Health Day, I urge, that mental health support should be a core part of obviously any emergency response. Treating mental health as an afterthought isn't really enough, and emotional recovery is actually vital for people and communities to rebuild and heal. And as obviously, because I tend to focus on unpaid carers who care for someone, there is another group, and I'll always mention this, that whose mental health often can go unrecognized. And that would be unpaid carers, to be honest, families and carers who are caring for someone going through mental health. In fact, you yourself might be caring for a loved one. It could be a parent, child, or a close friend. And it might be often without, obviously, financial pay, in isolation. And these carers actually do provide emotional support and personal care and help coordinate with services. But the thing is, when we look at that research, which shows, those providing 20 or more hours of unpaid care per week are nearly double as likely to report poor mental health outcomes. Many carers actually face exhaustion, anxiety, guilt, depression, and in some cases, forms of thinking of self-harm. So this is my call to action. Now, if you're a carer, please remember your emotional health does matter. You're not alone, and it's important to reach out. You do deserve support. You do deserve rest and compassion. If you are a professional or policymaker, close friend, recognize the hidden challenges that are carried by carers. It may help to offer practical help, advocate for accessible mental health services that does include the family or unpaid carer. Push for those systems that don't leave them behind, especially during emergencies, which is the point of World Mental Health Day 2025. So to finish up, I feel, let's make World Mental Health Day renew that commitment that in times of crisis, no one's mental health should be ignored, and no one is expected to carry that weight alone. Thank you for watching.